Okay, so now I'm going to ask you guys a couple of questions and see if you can make the call. The biggest thing the guys suggested for us to do was have parents, coaches, have them officiate the game. He said that when you are officiating the game, one, it makes you guys realize how hard that job really is, and you usually don't yell at them as much because you go, oh crap, this is a little faster than I thought it was going to be. All right? Two, you learn the game so much quicker when you're officiating because you're looking at it from a different side, a different angle. Okay? So today we're going to play a little bit, and I'm going to actually kind of officiate and walk everyone through, but we're going to do a you make the call first. All right, receiver number 88 runs a pass route down the field. As he's running, his flag belt falls to the ground. He catches the ball at the 5-yard line and runs untouched into the end zone. What's your call as the official?
It's a dead ball.
Where's it a dead ball? Good, very good. He caught it at the 5. He didn't have his flags on, so he's down where he caught it. All right, situation 2. Receiver number 30 runs a pass route down the field. He dives to catch the ball and catches it at the 10-yard line. What's your call? Why? He's not allowed to dive, right? Good. You can dive for it. You can dive for a pass. Very good. Very good. All right. Receiver number 30 runs a pass route down the field. He catches the ball at the other team's 7-yard line, and he dives in the end zone to escape the defense. So what do you do as an official? They would throw a flag, correct?
Yeah.
And I didn't touch this earlier. All penalties are 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. That's why that coach was yelling for his players to dive, because if they're on the 5-yard line here, it's 10 yards down the field. Okay, does that make sense? We are, however, leaving it up to our officials. So if you make a big gain all the way down the field and you do something illegal on that 5-yard line by diving illegally or doing something like that, the official has the right to, almost like soccer, say, you know, a play on, I'll pick up the flag, or move the ball down the field.
So if the ball starts on the 5-yard line, you get a penalty, is that a safety?
No, nope. So he's saying that if the offense does something illegal, spin move or whatever, it'll just go half the distance to the goal. You'll move back to the 2.5-yard line. Okay? Good question. So you'll always move 10 yards forward or 10 yards back from the line of scrimmage. At this time, we're not allowing coaches to make the decision on whether, because a lot of times, like high school, other places, you can make the decision, do you want to accept the penalty or deny the penalty? We're just leaving it up to the officials for the game to move faster. We know some coaches won't have the proper training and they'll go, well, what do I do? And no, we're just going to have the official pick the flag up if they're going to make the right call to benefit you. All right? But we don't want to make the game drag on. We want more plays as possible. All right. Number 17 is standing in his own end zone. Once the ball is snapped, the quarterback muffs the snap and the ball hits the ground. Number 17 picks it up, runs around the left side, and is pushed out of bounds by midfield at the defense. What's your call? Safety, right. Because he dropped it in the end zone. That's another thing. If you are worried about the snap from the quarterback or from the center to the quarterback, especially to start, because you're 5 yards right there, I would start them extra close. I would be careful, especially here. Because if you snap it and it goes over their head and lands in the end zone, it's 2 points for the other team. And then they get possession of the ball. That's why we said the snap is one of the most important things, getting the ball to the quarterback. All right. Number 17 makes a direct handoff to number 30, who runs around the left side. Before reaching the goal line, number 30 makes a spin move to avoid 45's attempt to remove his flag. He successfully reaches the end zone without his belt being removed. What's your call? Good. Can't spin. All right, can't spin. Number 17 receives the snap at number 10 at the other team's 10-yard line. Number 17 makes a direct handoff to number 30. The defender, who's in front of the rush marker, charges 30, pulls his flag off. What's your call?
It's still live because you know it's still live.
Yeah, it's a handoff. It's good.
It's a handoff, so it's okay. So even if Bryce isn't 7 yards off the line of scrimmage, he's at the line of scrimmage. As soon as I hand it off, everybody is eligible to come in and make the tackle or grab my flag. Okay? Defender number 35 is anticipating the snap of the ball. The offense snaps the ball, and B35 is in front of the 7-yard rush down. B35 stops, he goes back to the line, and then proceeds to the rusher, and he pulls the quarterback's flag. What's the call?
Down. Oh, he's down.
He's down because he went back across the line and then went in. We'll have 4 officials is the goal, okay? Sometimes some fields only have 2. We're gonna have 4 at ours. You'll have 1 on each of the sides, 1 behind the defense, 1 behind the offense, okay? Off the official, because the one that's on defense is in charge of the rush line. So he'll actually grab the cone if it's moved. He goes from the line of scrimmage, he'll step off 7 yards, he'll set the cone down, okay? Then they blow the whistle. That's when the center can grab the ball and go, okay? So like I said, there's gonna be 4 officials. We're gonna tell our officials, especially in the beginning, and Indiana's even did this, when you're in a no rush zone, we're gonna have the officials say, hey coach, you're in a no rush zone. Sorry, you're in a no run zone. You were supposed to catch that, Paul.
Sorry.
No run zone.
Returning
Okay,
an
if you're
email.
in a no run zone, we're gonna ask the officials to remind you. Obviously, they probably will have trouble reminding you also, but if you're in a no run zone, all right? So if you hand the ball off and you run in that no run zone, that counts as a loss of down, and you have the possession right where you're at. Does that make sense? So even if it's 4th down and you hand it off, it's illegal. The other team gets the ball and goes back to their possession. All right, it's 3rd down and 10 on the offensive side of the field. Number 22 throws a 3-yard pass to 42. 42 runs down the sideline, gets past midfield for the 1st down, jumps over a player that is on the ground and runs for 5 more yards before being pushed out of bounds. Before running out of bounds, A42 pushes the arm of the defender away from his belt. There's a lot going on there.
I know.
Down before he ran out of bounds.
Jump is okay because he was already
The jump
on the
is
ground.
okay. He is actually, it's illegal, it's a penalty because he was flag guarding and pushing away his flag. Now it depends if he's out of bounds already and he's flag guarding, then it's probably a 1st down and okay, but if he still is in play and he's flag guarding, they can call the flag and then it would go back to the line of scrimmage, okay? All right, last one. Number 29 receives a pass over the middle of the field for a 1st down on the drive. Number 29 sprints to the outside around the corner and is a foot race to the end zone. The defensive player, number 33, makes a last-ditch effort and dives for A29's flag at the defensive yard line. A33 can't pull the flags and A29 scores a touchdown. What's your call?
Touchdown.
But he dove for the flag.
He goes on defense.
Good. Because the offense had the advantage and they scored the touchdown, we're not going to call the touchdown away and move back to the line of scrimmage. The official will pick up the flag and we'll move on. Any questions on anything that's been covered so far? Offense, defense, officiating? Yes.
Yeah.
Say they running down the sideline and they don't grab the flag, but they push them out of bounds. What would that be considered?
A lot of times they'll call that a penalty because you're really not supposed to be pushing them. Especially early, they're going to call that a penalty and move it back. Or in that situation, they would gain to where they're at. Yeah. And actually, if that's the case, the coach and the player would probably both be warned for that. That was one of when we went to Indiana. They have a sheet where they do a pre-round of divisioning. So they do full games ahead of time where the JC Jets play the Mount Vernon Mavericks
Friendlies.
in a friendly. And then we walked around and they had a list of quarterback arm rating. So you're judging his accuracy and his ability to throw it long. Okay, then they had team speed, but one of their categories was actually defensive awareness. So are my players just running around and running into people, or are they under control and running up to someone and stopping and pulling their flag, or are they running that person over? Okay, and we actually had a problem. One of their players was a little bit too aggressive, and they went and talked to the coach and said, he needs to pull back a little bit. We are going to have no problems coming to you and telling you how to run your team, if that makes sense. All right, we just want safety is our number 1 priority. So if we see things getting out of hand, especially at Trenton, we're going to have 1 and pretty much 2 staff, Special Olympics staff at each one of the fields. So at any time we can stop the game and tell you that this is the right way to be played and we don't want it to play this way. Like we said, we think this is going to be just as safe as basketball, probably a little safer because basketball is played on hardwood. 2, you're always jumping, ankles are getting rolled, a lot more physical, a lot more body touching body. right? I'm not saying that there's never going to be an injury, because there's an injury in every sport we offer, right?
Yeah.
But I think if we can run it properly, this will be one of our safest sports, because we're going to do the right things and put those things in play. Okay?